Hello everyone, my name is Parker and I'm really excited for all of you to be joining me again today for our virtual Junior Rangers. Well, as you can see today, I'm out along one of the trails in our local state parks. And hiking is always something that I love to do. It's one of my favorite forms of recreation that we have in our state parks. Well, today I figured it would be fun to go hiking along the trail and see if we can spot any of the insects who call the state parks their home. How does that sound? Oh, awesome! That is great. I am so glad that you all are excited as I am to see all of these insects that we have. But before we go on our hike, I did want to mention a few things about hiking in our state parks because we always need to be prepared no matter where we go, but especially when you're going along the trails. First off, always make sure you tell someone where you're going in case you ever get lost or anything like that. But also that reminds me too, is always bring a map or something with you too of the park trails. And I always bring a backpack with me. So here is my state park backpack here. And on the inside, I keep a number of different things. Well, let's see. Here we are. Water. It's always important to bring a lot of drinking water. Even bring extra too, because you never know. Because we don't want to get dehydrated or anything. So I always bring a lot of water with me. Ooh, okay, let's see, what else do I have in my bag? Oh, I always bring a first aid kit too. That is very, very important because you never know, you might trip or you might fall or someone with you might. So always bring a first aid kit. Well, this is really, really important. Sunscreen. I always bring sunscreen with me no matter where I go, and I always make sure I put it on too. So sunscreen is also something very important to take. Also, I recommend taking some snacks with you too, in case you ever get hungry along the trail. But those are some common things that I always take with me in my bag. Oh, and I never forget my hat too. Nope, I always have a hat to help make sure I don't get a lot of sun. Well, another thing to remember too before we embark on our journey is we have to stay in the center of the trail. So we don't want to walk off to the side of the trail because we might trample some of those really tiny plants. Also, you never know what might be slithering along the side too. So it's always good to be aware of your surroundings. Well, with that, are you all ready to go see some bugs? Oh, good. Okay, well, come along. Let's go. I'm searching for bugs. Do you see any? Well, nice work. Here's our first insect. This here is a variable checker spot butterfly. It's very important because this butterfly is a pollinator. It collects pollen from flowers. Just like our butterfly, this bumblebee is a pollinator. Can you spot any insects? Wait, here's one. It is a bee on a flower. Well, bees like to collect pollen to make honey. Do you see all of that pollen on the bee? It's all of that yellow stuff on it. Well, it collects it and it takes it back to the hive, and that is where they make their honey. But check out this bee at work. here we have a small butterfly. Look, as it's using its tongue, which is called a proboscis, and it's using that to soak up some nectar. This here is a red-shouldered stink bug. These stink bugs can damage crops, and we know that this is a red-shouldered stink bug because do you see that red band on its shoulders? That's how it gets its name. Well, let's take a closer look at this insect. Okay, so there are a couple key parts when we identify them. So we have a head, and this part of the body is called the thorax. And back here, this is the abdomen. And insects, they all have 6 legs. Are you ready? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So they have 6 legs. They also have 2 antennae. Look, 1, 2, we have 2 antennae. And sometimes they have wings. This insect happens to have wings. And by looking at all of the features of this insect, we know that this here is a mosquito. Well, I'm sure you're probably thinking, wow, that is a lot of information. Well, I actually have an easy way to remember that. And so I'm sure you've all heard of the song, Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, right? Well, I have a little song for you all, and it is actually called Head, Thorax, Abdomen. So, okay, I want everyone to stand up, and we're gonna do this together. So are you all standing? All right, so repeat after me, follow me, okay? So we're gonna go head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 6 legs, 2 antennae, and sometimes there are wings. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Whew, nice work, everyone. What do you say? Should we do it again? All right, let's do it one last time. Okay, here we go. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 6 legs, 2 antennae, and sometimes there are wings. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Whew, nice job, everyone. Well, let's take a closer look at a little bit more about some of the insects in our park. Wow, and here we have yet another find along the trail at La Purísima Mission. Well, what could it be but a darkling beetle, also known as a stink bug. These beetles are about 1 to 2 inches in length, and of course they're called the stink bug because they have a chemical defense mechanism where they spray to defend themselves from predators, where they'll stand up on their heads and they'll lift their abdomen in the air to emit that smell. But this is it, and look at that fine, intricate pattern that it makes as it creeps along the sand. Well, now that we got to see some of those amazing insects that live in our state parks, I wanted to share one other thing with you. A lot of people think that insects, they're not important and we can just get rid of them. But let me tell you, insects are very important for a lot of different reasons. One of the main reasons is that it provides a food source for a lot of different wildlife and creatures who live in the state parks and in nature in general. Well, one of those creatures is this right here. The raccoon. Yep, raccoons, they love to eat bugs. One of those main parts of their diet. Another creature who likes to eat insects is this one right here. You got it, the possum. They love to eat insects. Well, there's another type of critter who loves insects. Can you guess what this might be? You got it, birds. They love insects. Oh, I see them all the time in the morning, swooping in the sky, getting them, or even in the evening time. That's a very important part of their diet. Okay, well, there is even another creature who likes to eat bugs and insects. Wait, what was that? Wait, what is this? Huh, is this a bird? Well, it flies. Well, even though this flies, this isn't a bird. A lot of the children who visit our state parks think these here are birds, but they're not. These are bats. Bats are mammals and they have fur on them. But yep, these bats, they love to eat insects. And we have lots of bat boxes where these guys live in the parks. So bats, they eat insects. And there's one other creature too. Whew, this one loves to slither. Whew, look at this. Snakes, just like this gopher snake here, love to eat insects. But these are just a couple of the many different creatures who love to eat insects. All right, everyone, now that we've come to the end of our program, it is time for our Junior Ranger play. All right, well, let's raise our right hand. Repeat after me. I promise to treat the earth and all living things with care and respect. Be thoughtful about what I do, how it affects others. Learn about the importance of nature and our heritage. Well, great work, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Well, I hope that you all have enjoyed learning about all of the different insects that live in the state parks. It's been really fun to be able to connect with all of you today. And I even hope to meet all of you in person someday soon.